To support the efforts to decongest Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport, the Philippine government, along with the operator of the airport, the new NAIA Infrastructure Corporation, is implementing the move of commercial flights using turboprop aircraft away from NAIA. From NAIA, these flights are currently being shifted to Clark, located north of Manila, and the Mactan Cebu International Airport. First announced earlier this year, the deadline for the full shift of turboprop operations away from the main air hub of the Philippines has since been pushed back to March 2026. So this video will take a look at the ongoing move of turboprop aircraft away from NAIA and what it means for the traveling public. First, we'll take a look at the mandate, which the initiative to shift regularly scheduled flights using turboprop aircraft away from the NAIA is being led by a multi-organization group named the Manila Slot Coordination Committee. With a goal to free up flight slots currently used by turboprops for larger jet aircraft, the original deadline was set for October. The deadline has since been extended until March 2026. Around 30% of turboprop aircraft operations that were at NAIA has since been shifted away. When completed, the shift of turboprop aircraft away from NAIA will allow for the airport to increase the hourly aircraft movements to nearly 48, up from the current 30 to 40. After serving nearly 50 million passengers in 2024, the move is expected to boost the annual passenger capacity of the airport to over 60 million. While the Airbus A320 and the A321 family aircraft is the main workhorse of the major airlines in the Philippines, several airlines within the country, including Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, Sunlight Air, AirSWIFT, and Island Aviation, operates turboprop aircraft. Philippine Airlines subsidiary PAL Express, which operates domestic flights, uses de Havilland Dash 8 aircraft. Meanwhile, Cebu Pacific subsidiary Cebgo, Sunlight Air, and AirSWIFT use ATR-72 turboprops in a similar way. Though unlike Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific, both AirSWIFT and Sunlight Air operates exclusively turboprop aircraft, so the mandate would require a shift of all their flight operations away from the NAIA. Each of these airlines uses the turboprop aircraft on domestic routes, especially to airports that can't accommodate the larger A320s. Some of these destinations include popular attractions such as El Nido, Siargao, and Busuanga. The aircraft also play a significant role for the domestic flight operations outside of Manila by Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific. So now bringing up the shift, and prior to the mandate to move the turboprop operations away from NAIA was issued, movements of the smaller aircraft within the airport were already taking place. NAIA Terminal 4, the former main domestic terminal, was the base for turboprop aircraft operations of Cebgo, Sunlight Air, and AirSWIFT. The terminal was closed during the fall of 2024 with the intention for the building to be renovated. Instead, the plan was changed and it was torn down. Flights using turboprop aircraft at Manila's main airport were then moved to NAIA Terminal 2. Amid the daily aircraft movements that take place at the NAIA, the Philippines' two biggest airlines have been leading the shift of turboprop aircraft away from the airport. Since the end of March, Cebu Pacific launched new routes from Clark to El Nido and Busuanga, and shifted flights departing from Manila to both Masbate and Siargao to Clark. Separately, Philippine Airlines added several routes and adjusted its services from Clark and Cebu. The Philippine flag carrier launched flights on the Cebu-Catarman route, while boosting flights from Clark and Cebu to destinations such as Siargao and Basco, Batanes. More moves were announced later in August for flights starting in October through to the year's end. Philippine Airlines stated it will replace its Manila-Basco route with its flights from Clark from October 26. At the same time, Philippine Airlines also stated it would increase flights from Clark and Cebu to Busuanga, along with its flights between Cebu and Siargao. Another route that would be replaced with a flight from Cebu is between Manila and Calbayog. While adding more flights between Clark and Siargao, Philippine Airlines stated it would maintain its Manila-Siargao flights to ensure connectivity from the Philippine capital city and to serve connecting travelers from international flights at NAIA. Back to Cebu Pacific, and the budget airline will also launch a new route between Cebu and El Nido as it shifts flights departing from Manila to both Naga and San Jose Mindoro this winter to Clark. Meanwhile, there has been no public announcements by the two smaller carriers, AirSWIFT, a subsidiary of Cebu Pacific, and Sunlight Air. AirSWIFT has been reported to be staying at the NAIA until the March 2026 deadline. We can expect more announcements in the coming months from the airlines leading up to the deadline. From Manila and the secondary hubs of Cebu and Clark, the Philippine-based carriers uses turboprop aircraft such as the Dash 8 and the ATR-72s on domestic routes, especially to airports that can't accommodate the larger jets. As these operations are shifted away from the NAIA, it will result in less direct flights from the main air hub of the Philippines to destinations such as El Nido, Siargao, Basco, and Busuanga. Until March 2026, some direct flights such as between Manila and Siargao will remain, though with limited flights, fares could rise. This could mean even higher fares for those who are making late bookings, something which I did cover in a previous video about travel to Siargao. A link will be in the description below. While Manila will see a reduction of turboprop aircraft in favor for the operation of larger jets, we will see a further expansion of domestic connections at Clark and Cebu. Clark would become more of the alternate airport for those flying to and from Manila, though the ground transport options to Clark could be enhanced. Often a 1 to 2 hour bus or car ride covering around 80 kilometers between Clark and Metro Manila, the airlines could look into expanding booking options to include bus transport services between Clark and Manila, similar to what Emirates offers for customers departing from Clark. Cebu will also benefit from the additional flight options, enhancing its own status as a domestic connecting hub for destinations in the central and southern part of the Philippines. With more flights to destinations such as Siargao than Manila and Clark, Cebu is becoming the best gateway for travelers heading to the popular island destination. This isn't really an ideal situation for all airlines, especially for those that primarily use turboprop aircraft all in NAIA. The ideal situation is where all airlines are able to reduce or add flights based on the market demand. Things are not great at the NAIA, as amid the ongoing issues of congestion, flight slots are becoming scarce and airport authorities are prioritizing them for large jets and international flights. While waiting for the larger New Manila Airport project to be built and opened, Clark is for now the closest alternative to Metro Manila with facilities to handle multiple flights at a time. This transfer of flights is also an opportunity for the Mactan Cebu Airport to boost its role as the central air hub of the Philippines. That's all for now. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. This has been another edition of Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. Thank you for watching and have a great day.